Once a giant, always a giant. For me, it's only a giant.
What's going on YouTube? Biggie546, and today this is a video I've been waiting a little while to make. Malik Nabers, LSU. I think the next, after Marvin Harrison Jr., the next great wide receiver in the NFL. He would be the best wide receiver in this draft if it wasn't for Marvin Harrison Jr. And let's just take a look at what he does well. This is against Florida State. You got man coverage across the board. You got the safety who's going to blitz down here. And you got man pretty much across the board. You're going to have another safety over the top. And of course, that safety is getting back towards the middle of that field. And let's take a look at Malik Nabers right here at the top of your screen. So first thing I want to point out is that athleticism, how quickly he gets off that line of scrimmage. If you pause this, he's always ahead of pretty much everybody else. The only person who's almost catching up to him as far as release-wise on LSU is Brian Robinson Jr. But even then, Malik Nabers' foot speed off that line of scrimmage is elite. He's able to accelerate almost at full speed from a complete stop, and he's able to stop on a dime. And this is what you need in the NFL. You need wide receivers who can make those big plays. You need wide receivers who can run after the catch. But most often, what you're going to be doing in the NFL is trying to get first downs, trying to pick up those first downs. Justin Jefferson makes a lot of home runs, but he also makes a ton of possession catches to keep games alive. So let's take a look. Elite speed off the line, is able to get that safety, that corner, turned upfield, and is able to sink his hips, turn around, and make himself a target for the quarterback. And this here is a similar play against man coverage. He's got to get to his spot quicker than this DB can, and he's got to be able to make himself available to make this catch for his quarterback. So Malik Nabers is at the bottom of your screen, facing tight coverage, is able to turn around again and work his way back to the football. A lot of folks that play wide receiver, a lot of guys in the NFL and in college will run this route and sit here. But he doesn't do that. He works his way back to the football and is able to actually carry the guy for about a half a yard. So this is what you want as a quarterback, somebody who can make themselves available to catch these passes and who's not going to hang you out to dry. Because this could be an interception in some situations. But because Jaden Daniels trusts him, he's going to come back and get that football, and that's how you move the chains. Another thing you're going to get out of Malik Nabers, building on that release, is a varied package of releases. I don't think he'll have any issues with press coverage in the NFL because, again, his foot speed is so ridiculous that it's hard to get hands on him. So Malik Nabers at the bottom of your screen. Obviously, he's not 86. He's number 8 here. And just take a look at him. Just take a look at this release, and he's instantly open. Now, the ball doesn't go to him. I think this pass ends up getting caught for a touchdown by Brian Robinson Jr. at the back of the end zone. A ridiculous catch. But taking a look at Malik Nabers here at the bottom of your screen, all it takes is a 1-2, and it's almost like a machine. It's almost like a machine where it's no friction, and he's instantly open for a touchdown. And if the ball went his way, it'd be a very easy catch, and it wouldn't be as much of a highlight as Brian Robinson right here in the back of the corner of the end zone. So this next play from Malik Nabers is going to be about that yak. He's in the bottom slot, and you're just going to see an out route that he's pretty much wide open. Good play design. And he's going to take that and turn it into some more yards. So let's take a look here. Boom, wide open. Hands catch. Takes it back inside. Nice stiff arm, get on the ground. Is able to keep his balance there. And takes this from the 25 all the way down inside the 20. And because of a holding penalty, some of it comes back. But you get the gist. Really nice play. So something that Malik Nabers is really good at is being able to handle the traffic on a lot of these crossing routes. A lot of receivers get kind of hemmed up. And it messes up the time, and it works in the benefit of the defense. But Malik Nabers here at the bottom of your screen, you're just going to see him just kind of drop his shoulder on this release. get right past his, not mess up that timing at all. And as you see, Jaden Daniels right here is looking to throw this football before Malik Nabers is even looking because he trusts him that much. So the ball is delivered perfectly. Again, nice hands catch. You'd never see this guy making a bunch of body catches. So at this point, we're off to the races. Caught, makes one guy miss, 2, 3 guys miss, and you get a huge play out of that yak ability. So I don't have a ton of huge plays in this because we all know he can hit the home run. But here's one just to show you all. He's in the bottom slot here. He's going to run this post, and he is so wide open. His ability to go from one gear to the next gear so quickly, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. He's so far behind that defense. This is Bama we're talking about. It just is ridiculous. He's able to do this consistently, get behind guys and get into their blind spots, change directions very quickly, and it's uncoverable. You can't guard this guy one-on-one. That's asking for a disaster. So this next play is just a good example of when he's covered, he's open. Number 8 at the bottom of your screen again. He's going to not be covered at all on this route. And it's just so effortless. It's just so effortless that he's not being covered. So just take a look. He's going to take that outside release off of a nice, hard, fake inside step. Just bringing that foot up or making it seem like he may bring that foot up causes him to hesitate. He's already basically stacked this corner with safety help over the top as he's running that post. Oh, look, he's open. So it's effortless for Malik Nabers to get open, and he's running half speed. If the football was going to him right here, he'd be able to accelerate to the middle of the field and may score on this play. Now, taking a look at the bottom slot on your screen, sometimes Malik Nabers can get a little bit too focused on, you want to say the sauciness, the extra rocker step at the top of his route. Sometimes he can kind of waste time there. And this is a good example here. Here he spends a little bit too much time trying to stumble and stutter, and he falls. Because he's trying to work so hard to do it, he loses his balance. So he does have a lot of explosiveness, and that can cause him to slip sometimes. So this is another example where he gets a little bit too fancy, puts a little bit too much pressure on his body to be able to stop on that dime, and ends up slipping again. So this time it ends up being a turnover because he's not able to stop and come back to the football. So just because he falls down, this is an interception, and it gets returned a while. And next on this play, as you see him being pointed at, this becomes really easy for him. When he's not trying to be extra in his rocker step, when he's not giving too much razzle-dazzle, he can still get open. And I think he might be someone who needs to just focus on simple changes of direction. Some guys, they can do all of that extra stuff, and he definitely can. Let's not get that confused. But I see way too many times where he's kind of losing his balance. But nonetheless, when he does decide to stick his foot in the ground and make those quick changes of direction, it's uncoverable. And it looks like a warm-up route. It looks like he's running at half speed, and he's got separation because he can change direction a lot quicker than most people on the field. And he's open here, and he's making a catch, and he's got yardage. So on this next play, take a look at Malik Nabers at the top of the screen, and he's going to give a hard fake inside and create a ridiculous amount of space and just make a really nice back shoulder catch here. So take a look at the top of your screen. The DB is disoriented from the beginning of that play. He's trying to get back in phase. He's not able to do it. And by the time he's able to get comfortable again, guess what? You got a back shoulder coming. Malik Nabers does not sell that back shoulder until he needs to. He's looking at it, and it's too late. So there you go, first down right out of that. So again, this is going to be another one of those big plays down the field. Malik Nabers is in your top slot, second wide receiver or second receiver from the top of your screen. And he's going to have a nice stutter and go. I think that's something that has to be in every one of these top flight wide receivers toolbox. That's how you get a lot of these big plays. And he's just going to sell it really well because it looks the same as when he's turning around. That's what happens when he's able to make those plays underneath that I showed you, where he's able to get to the sticks, turn around. So he does that, sells it really nicely. It almost doubles it up. So he has that initial stop, gets the guy to say, okay, maybe he's going to stutter and go, and then he does it again. Right there. And then he just explodes, and he's not, at the end of the day, this DB here is not going to be able to comfortably keep up with Malik Nabers once he's in a position where he's sort of attacking and Malik Nabers is getting his way upfield. So he's able to get that angle there, and just a perfectly placed pass and a perfectly executed catch gets him a nice catch on the sideline here. So I know you all are thinking that catch was ridiculous. It wouldn't be a catch in the NFL. You're right, but guess what? He got 1 foot down. It's college football. He did it. I think he'd be able to make catches like this in the NFL. He's able to make catches that are just ridiculous. I haven't even shown you most of what he's done that has been ridiculous, because I wanted to kind of show you a down in, down out thing, because that's what he's going to be needing to do the most in the NFL. But as far as the spectacular plays, he can make those. He can hit the home run. He can hit those singles. He can hit the doubles. He can do everything on the football field. He is completely ready to come into an NFL team and be their #1 wide receiver. And if it's on the New York Giants, I won't be upset. We'll need a quarterback to throw him the ball, but if it's on the New York Giants, I would not be upset if Malik Nabers ends up in the Giants uniform. So whether you're a Giants fan or not, let me know what you think of Malik Nabers. Do you want him on your team? Would you rather somebody else? And where does he rank among your wide receivers? I've seen some people put Brian Thomas Jr. over him. I can't do that. But let me know what you think. If you made it this deep into the video, come on, just hit the subscribe button. I make Giants content primarily, draft content secondarily, and during the season, I'm going to be doing a lot of reacting to pretty much most of the NFL games and everything NFL. So if you made it this deep, go ahead and join the D6 squad.